When the United Nations General Assembly declared the 3rd of March World Wildlife Day, it did so in recognition of the enormous importance that wildlife plays in our daily lives. It is not only something that we appreciate in terms of the beauty of nature, the biodiversity and, in a sense, the importance that wildlife plays for our daily well-being as communities, as economies, as societies. It also speaks to our responsibility to not only understand and protect it, but also to use it wisely. When we talk about wildlife in the United Nations today, we not only talk about some of the charismatic megafauna species, but we also recognize that both flora and fauna are fundamental to the well-being of our societies and to the functioning of our ecosystems. The appreciation of nature, however, cannot exhaust itself in an admiration and in a sense describing it as something that is out there. It is something that is directly related to decisions that we take every day. What has become a particular concern is that the unsustainable use of nature, and in particular also the illegal trade in wildlife, has increasingly become a threat to the well-being of individual species, to ecosystems and ultimately to our societies. Whether we talk about the poaching crisis surrounding African elephants and rhinos, whether we talk about pangolins or whether we talk about the illegal trade in charcoal, all of these have become part not only of an economy which uses nature, but also has become increasingly an illegal trade that sustains criminal networks, impoverishes local communities, affects the security and also economic viability of many countries. On the African continent, many of the species that are today in the front line of the illegal trade are also part of sustaining a tourism sector that provides employment to millions of people, that maintains the habitat through national parks and other reserves, that allows nature to thrive. What we celebrate on the 3rd of March is, on the one hand, the beauty of wildlife in the sense that we are able to appreciate it and are still able to appreciate it. But we must also get serious about wildlife crime, and this is the theme for 2015. As nations, communities, NGOs, business leaders, community leaders organize events around the world, we are all committed to drawing attention to what is an increasingly threatening economy of environmental crime. We in the United Nations Environment Programme have been tasked by the first United Nations Environment Assembly to give this issue a top-level priority. Amongst member states in the United Nations, it is also gaining increasing attention, and we are hopeful that together as an international community, we can make a contribution to both raising the level of understanding and appreciation for the importance of wildlife, but also understanding how human actions, human greed, and crime and criminal networks are threatening nature. Let us use the 3rd of March as one day in which we come together to commit to working more actively in the year ahead to combat the illegal trade in wildlife, and also to create the space and also the understanding for the future of wildlife to thrive in our communities, amongst our nation states, and also in the way that we in the United Nations can commit to supporting countries, civil society, community organizations, and the business world in protecting this wonderful natural heritage. Thank you.